all, happy International Women's Day to all, and thank you for taking the time to be here today in this workshop to bringing together women in manufacturing and industry and the STEM field. This is our way to celebrate International Women's Day, which will take place tomorrow. To introduce ourselves, my name is Alexandra Posta. And together with some of my female colleagues, we are working on this project that this workshop is the initiative of. They are Alexia Freundkin, Yvette Angel, and our director, Leah Mirilanen. We work for EIT Digital. For those of you who haven't heard of EIT Digital so far, we are an organization that was initiated by the European Institute for Innovation and Technology. We were established in 2010, and we aim to digitalize Europe. That's a very easy way to put it, both to educate younger people as well as professionals, as well as to help them strive in this field, to develop their businesses and to connect individuals and organizations with their right match. In addition to that, through the European Digital Innovation Hubs network, we are working on a project that aims to how to phrase this, to support and help small and medium-sized companies and those individuals who are working in the field of STEM, more particularly manufacturing and industry, to help them strive and develop through means of digitalization. So on today's agenda, as you might have seen it in the invitation, first of all, would like to provide just some statistics and insight looking into what are the statistics and the numbers related to women in the field of STEM, more particularly in the field of industry and manufacturing. In addition to that, we would like to look into EU and NL policies on how they are trying to ensure gender equality in the field of STEM as well as digitalization. Moreover, what are the importance and benefits of digitalization? We will take a look at what SNL EDI, the collaboration that we are working for and that this workshop is the part of, what can it bring and how it relates to STEM and digitalization, and how it can help women and organizations in general. And then finally, there's going to be some time, of course, to ask questions or to share experiences, just to discuss the situation a little bit. First, I think it's very essential to ask, why is gender equality important, especially in this field? And there is the famous quote from the former IMF council member: gender equality is more than a moral issue. It is an economic issue. For the global economy to reach its potential, we need to create conditions in which all women can reach their potential, especially those that try to enter into a field that was formerly, and even to this day, so male-oriented, in the field of STEM and in the field, especially in the field of manufacturing. It was formerly very much a male-oriented field, and it is very important to find a way to include women in them. So then you might ask, what are the essentials to achieve that? And I was trying to, of course, not saying that I managed to find all the essential parts of it and all the elements that are required, but there are some key ones that build the foundations for this. The first one is, of course, for women to have the right and the opportunity to get educated and skills, both to gain the theoretical knowledge as well as to obtain the skills in these fields, and to be encouraged to take part at a young age, even already, to be encouraged that this is an opportunity for them and there is space for them in it. The next step, of course, in anyone's career is to be included, to have an open market where women are welcome and they have a place of employment, and more importantly, of course, to have equal pay. And then finally, it is the higher step to be represented at a higher level, to be able to take on leaderships and decisions making, to represent women's interests, and to have a voice at a higher level as well. So let's look into some statistics related to these three elements. First of all, women in education. I will compare the EU in general, the average, as well as I will look into the Netherlands. First of all, when it comes to tertiary education, approximately half of the students, actually a little bit over half of the students, are women, while we will see a little bit of drop when it comes to higher education. When it comes to bachelor studies in the EU, 1/3, approximately, yes, 1/3 of the students are women, while in the Netherlands it remains still a little bit over 50%. And there we're going to see a little bit more drop when it comes to master studies, where 33% and 36% respectively are women. It is clear that it is not the ideal 50-50% of gender equality in the field. However, compared to previous years, there is a significant improvement, and we can see growing number in education for women to be involved in STEM areas, and especially in manufacturing and industry. And then when we move forward in the career line, we move on to education, employment. When we compare the two, in STEM research, there is only 33% of women represented, while in the Netherlands it is only 18% of the total numbers that are women in STEM research. Similarly, when it comes to industry work in general, including those in manufacturing, 41% are women EU-wide, which is a relatively good number. It's close to 50%. However, when it comes to the Netherlands, it's a bit slower. It's 28%. And when we move on to leadership categories in research, we can see again a significant drop, over 50%. So only 15% of women are leaders in the field of STEM research, and in the Netherlands it is only 10%, while 90% men. Similarly, when it comes to leadership in industry, there is once again 22% of women only, and when it comes to the Netherlands, it is only 17%. So to move forward, then we say, okay, let's say we achieved a 50-50%, an equal amount of people participating in employment and in studies. However, we still have a very last point that is unequal, and of course it is gender pay gap. As of today, both EU-wide and in the Netherlands, there is approximately a 13% higher salary offered to men that compared to women. So we see that yes, there have been some improvements in the past years, and that is great. And we can see that, especially with the students, they are reaching close to 50%. So let's hope those numbers are going to increase with the years also in employment, and so on and so forth. However, there is still room for improvement, and that is very, very, very clear. So we might ask ourselves, what is it that the EU and the governments are doing? What policies and measures and initiatives exist to improve gender equality, especially in this field, especially in the field that is so male-oriented? So it is clear that there are EU-wide as well as at national level of most EU countries, including the Netherlands, there are countless policies and initiatives and legislation and policy measures that try to achieve gender equality. Just to mention a few of them, of course, the very basis is gender equality at the fundamental rights level, but there are, of course, also some EU projects that take into consideration gender equality, so such as Horizon Europe and Digital Europe. They both promote and expect projects under those to be to consider gender equality. For instance, for Horizon Europe, there is specifically the gender equality plan that you have to consider, but also the under Digital Europe projects are supported in case they reflect a significant and fair amount of gender consideration. And then in addition to that, within the field of digitalization, of course, there are digital rights and principles, and there is the Digital Decade Policy 2030, which developed the compass, and it has 4 elements, which all can be closely linked to women and gender equality. So at the skills level, of course, women at a young age and girls at a young age, they are encouraged to participate, as well as given the opportunity to take part in developing theoretical as well as practical skills. Infrastructures are also encouraged and required to build on a gender conscious way. Same goes, of course, for businesses, whereas businesses are, on one hand, encouraged to comply with all the gender equality requirements, as well as are pushed towards reducing or eliminating, ideally, the gender pay gap, as well as there is the societal pressure to that extent. And then there is the next point, which links the government and the businesses. Of course, I mentioned earlier, it is leadership. Leadership, it's a very important part of it, both at the business level, at government level, to be in a decision-making status, as well as to represent women. And of course, by extent, then governments also try to implement these within their system to represent women in general, and to be more conscious in the decision making to involve women and ensure gender equality. And then this is, of course, not only at the EU level, but also at national level. For instance, the Netherlands have the digitalization strategy, they have national recovery and resilience plan, they have a specific assessment framework for every policy, and one of its elements is to make sure that gender equality is part of their policies. So then you may ask, how can digitalization benefit women in a field that is so male-oriented, in a field where formerly women were excluded to some extent? And of course, there are benefits of digitalization. For instance, digitalization can breaking gender barriers, as well as it provides a great access and an easy access to skills and education for women to obtain the highest skills and be competitive in the field and to be the best. In addition to that, of course, digitalization can help with increasing efficiency of work itself, as well as the business. If a woman owns a business, it can increase its efficiency. Another important point to mention is flexibility and comfort that digitalization can bring, and by extent to improve work-life balance. So women feel comfortable with participating in these jobs, as well as to have a great work-life balance between a demanding job, as well as making sure that they are there for their families. In addition to that, business growth and innovation are strongly helped by digitalization. I think that's no secret. As I mentioned, increased efficiency, but also just in general to reach out to the world, to connect with other women, to learn about experiences and opportunities to grow their business, so on and so forth. Digitalization can also, of course, help with career advancement and leadership, as well as, in some extent, it supports a sustainable development of one's career and business. So if you would all like, then it would be great to move on to Mentimeter. I would like to ask a few questions just about your opinions. So you can either type in mentimeter.com and use this code, or you can scan the QR code, whatever you prefer. I have just 4 questions in general in order to see what is it that you think are the biggest challenges for women in this field. How could digitalization help us? What kind of support women and women-owned businesses need in this field? So I'll give you a couple of minutes to scan it or to log into it, and then we can move on to the questions. Familiar with Mentimeter. It is very commonly used and it's very easy. I'll still leave it on the screen for a minute. Could you please by thumbs up or just tell me by voice if you manage to access it and if I can move on to Mentimeter? It would be great to know that we're moving. Okay, in the meantime, I'll stop sharing and I will move on to the next screen, which will be the question on Mentimeter. Okay, I don't know if you were all able to, or anyone was able to log in.
Hi, Alexandra. I was able to log in. I have signed up, but I'm not able to edit or provide any feedback or response. I'm not able to edit at all. I can't type anything in.
Oh, that okay. Okay, there are some maybe you could refresh
Okay, I'll try
to
that.
yeah, or try a different browser because I tested it earlier and it worked and I see some responses are coming in, but thank you.
Okay.
Okay, in the meantime, I see some works are coming in, some words. There's caring and culture, I assume work culture, to build self-confidence and to feel comfortable in this field. Bullying, yes, that is a very important one. Interruption in career, yes. Yes, I assume by that you mean to, I don't know, be in a leave for whatever reason, for to build family or to because of being ill or something and to return to the career. Caring, credit shifting, male culture. Yes, I think the work culture it's coming up multiple times and to be confident enough in the field. Among in such a male culture indeed. Fear, yes, I think in this field fear is also a very important one at a young age to even make the decision that I'm going into it, and then later stages as self-confidence to work in an environment where it is, as mentioned in the other comment, it's a male culture and there are so many, it's a different thing, not so caring. Work-life balance, indeed, that's very important. All right. These are some really good words, and later we are going to touch upon most of them or some of them. We have already talked about some of them, and there are going to be some more that we're going to touch upon. So if that's okay, I'll move on to the next question. So it's a statement actually. It states that digitalization has the potential to reduce gender-based inequalities in the manufacturing and industry sector in particular, or in the STEM field. And then you can say, yes, it can be seen already. So if you have said it to some extent already. The second one, it will be in due time, but you haven't unfortunately felt it already, or no. Okay. I see there are all types of experiences. It's nice to see that some women can sense it already, and they can see how digitalization and it actually helped them already. And there are some that are hoping for it or see a future in it. So that is great to see. Later we will talk about more about how digitalization can help. Okay. Okay, so it seems that the highest is that you have the hope that digitalization will help, and you believe it has the potential, but we haven't reached that potential yet, and it's going to take some more time, which probably is true. It hasn't peaked yet. I think it's also true that we can sense it to some extent. I have a lot of cases where I can see it. I have read of cases, but indeed there is space for improvement. So I will then move forward to the next question, which is, what is the most significant benefit that you think digitalization can bring to women in the fields of manufacturing and industry? So in the bottom, you can read them. It's the increased career advancement opportunities, work-life balance and remote work opportunities, or reducing gender bias in hiring and promotion, enhanced skills, more collaborative work, and the last option is increased visibility and recognition. Okay, so far it seems that the work-life balance and remote work is one of the best benefits or the most significant benefits that digitalization can bring, and I think it's the most evident so far. To be able to work remotely or to be able to be more flexible and do other things as well. And I think the other one is indeed enhanced skills. There are a lot of opportunities in developing different types of skills. And by extent, I think with time, it will also show some increased career advancement opportunities with enhanced skill development and training, more collaborative work environment, and increased visibility and recognition. Okay, they are also gaining points there. Okay, so it seems work-life balance and remote work, sorry, is number one, and it is nice to see that, because indeed I think as of this moment that's one of the significant ones and one of the most evident ones. And then in the future, let's hope the rest also will improve. And then the very last question is, what type of support do you believe is most needed for women in the manufacturing industry and industry businesses to succeed in the digital transformation? So there are cybersecurity trainings, there is data protection and privacy training, access to finance and funding and networking opportunities, learning how to use AI, business development, developing skills, networking, so on and so forth. Okay, so learning, I think there is a common pattern, two common patterns actually. One of them is some form of learning skills, learning how to use AI, learning about ideas and learning best practices from others. And the other trend is in one way or another to network, to build a better network for the business. I think those are the two main ones. Okay, so that was the last question. It is great to see what is it that women think, and to get a reflection. What is it that actually needed? Because of course we also provide some services to help women to learn new skills, to be more competitive. To build their businesses and so on and so forth. And I see some of the important ones that are highlighted here with higher numbers are actually something that we also thought was important. And we also thought that that they can help women and businesses in general, of course, to thrive and to improve. So I'll move back to the slide. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, so we still have a little bit left. So as I mentioned, it was great to see what are the needs of women and what is it that you think are important. I mentioned that we're working together on a project SNL Eddy with a group of organizations, Click Op Morgen. There is an app, there is a website where you can learn more about it. It's in the bottom. The slides are going to be shared later with you, so you can go back to them and read more about it or click on the website if you would like. In any case, together with other organizations, there are several opportunities that can help women and, of course, small and medium-sized companies in general to stay competitive, to learn and to thrive. One of them is coaching. The other one, there are in-person as well as online workshops. So for days when you think that oh, I only have a quick 30 minutes to attend a very quick workshop, then you can just do that remotely. But if someone believes like, oh, I have the morning to truly network and meet people, then there are of course in-person opportunities as well. There is the opportunity of assessment. To assess the business, at what stage the business is, in which direction you can go in, what is it that's missing or needed, or how can we help. There is of course market research and matchmaking opportunities and field labs. There are more knowledge and training opportunities. Some are shorter ones, some are longer ones. And then finally, there is funding and finance, matching, advice, and so on and so forth. So it's a very complex set of opportunities that exist. They support organizations and small and medium-sized companies in general, but of course also some of them are more women-oriented, as I will show you later. You can see that we have the same pattern here as as you had it in your responses. So on one hand, we have the knowledge sharing, we have coaching, we have knowledge and training, we have workshops to learn more, as well as assessment to learn more about your organization or more about your skills and your opportunities, as well as we have the networking and outreach opportunities of access to finance, to meet others, to have in-person events, field labs to connect and to develop a business network. So when it comes to us EIT Digital, for at least I just wanted to give a quick summary of what opportunities there are in the first half of 2025, what opportunities there are for women. Of course, not only for women, some of them are in general for organizations, and some are more specifically targeting women and trying to help them. But I believe all of them can be helpful to women and to organizations that are led by women, or women that work for some type of industry organization or manufacturing company, and so on and so forth. So the first set of events is breakfast seminars, which are short morning seminars. They are online and they target access to funding opportunities. The first one, it's at EU level, and the second one, it's at national level in the Netherlands, so specifically targeting those in the Netherlands. The first one can benefit anyone that is operating outside of the Netherlands, and the second one, of course, is only for those that are in the Netherlands or interested in fundings from the Netherlands. And then there are webinar series. They are related to AI. The very first one is going to be a general introduction actually next week on safe and effective use of AI. The second one is going to be more targeted, related to streamlining administrations and how AI can be used to improve efficiency in administration and to reduce workload. The third one is customer and supplier communication automation, as well as how to reach out and marketing and related aspects. And then finally, the last one is on AI implementation with limited resources. So it will be a workshop on seeing what type of AIs exist, the cheaper versions and the more expensive versions, and how they can help you and what are the opportunities. There is going to be a Speedmaster Lite, which is a small educational session. It consists of 4 lectures. And the first set is data protection, data security and privacy related, and the second one is AI solutions to stay competitive. We are, for instance, going to have a guest speaker on how voice assistants can help improve businesses. And then, of course, related to all of these aspects that I mentioned so far, we have one-on-one coaching services. So you can just reach out and have a quick either just exchange emails or have a quick call about access to finance or data security, privacy, data protection, how to use AI to get to have some brainstorming and get some advice on how you and your business can benefit from AI. And then we have some opportunities that are beyond the Netherlands and that are beyond specifically only manufacturing, but is a more general one. We are going to have some collaboration with French companies. We are trying to do some with Sweden, and most definitely we are going to have some collaboration opportunities with organizations from Hungary that are in the field of digitalization. Most of them are in tech or manufacturing or some form of STEM area. And then in the second set, we're going to have some specifically addressed to women. So women collaborating, we're trying to create a collaboration for multiple countries. to just bring together women to see what are the challenges that we share, what are the opportunities that we can take up on, what are all the possibilities, how we can help each other, or ideas and best practices that we could take from other fields or other countries. And then there is also going to be one related to women in manufacturing and industry, which is hopefully going to be together with collaboration with EIT Manufacturing. And then finally, we are going to have an in-person event for those that want to take advantage of meeting others in person, and that one is going to be related to access of finance and related aspects. So I just wanted to give a quick overview about the possibilities and webinars. So all these are going to be available online. They are very easily available. You can register for them and then attend them. If you register for them, we will, similarly to this one, send you the link, and you can just participate in them. And then this very last one is going to be in person. So that being said, I think the question, that arises at the end of this presentation is what is the lesson? Where is our place? Where is women's place in STEM and in manufacturing and industry that is so traditionally male focused? And I think I came to the conclusion that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which background you come from, which study you come from, whatever field you would like to go in, or whatever level. It is a men work culture indeed, but there is a lot of support. Luckily, we have seen, as the statistics showed, we have seen some improvements, and we are really hoping and expecting some improvements in the upcoming years. We do believe that digitalization can be a significant help in that, and it can help women in participating to making your life easier and to make you as a woman, I don't know, more skilled or more efficient. There are a lot of ways to do so, as well as we can see an initiative from a social pressure, as well as from governance pressure, both on businesses and in general, for women to be more included and women to get a more equal treatment, and to build an environment in STEM that is more gender friendly and gender equal. So I think the message at the end of the day is that yes, there is space for improvement, but we're looking ahead of a positive outcome in the next years. So with that, I would like to conclude. Thank you for taking your time to be here. And then if you have any questions or any feedback about the presentation, or any experience you want to share regarding this, then feel free and go ahead.
Hi, Alexandra.
Hey, yes.
I just want first to thank you for your time and for the presentation. Also, I'm already with EIT Digital since 2022, so not a new member or a new part of the community.
Okay.
But it's just to encourage everyone, if you are new, that it's a great platform and a great community to join. So just jump in. And that's it. Just happy Women's Day.
Thank you so much, and it's very nice to see that some people that are already partners and know us are here. So that's very nice, and thank you. And it's very nice to see you here. Any questions maybe coming up? Well, perhaps if not, then then I would like to thank you for your participation, and hoping to see you in future events. If you're interested in any of them, I hope some of them can help you. I will share the presentation with you, the recording as well, and then you're going to be able to go back and recap, or see if there is anything that you would like to see again. Thank you so much again, and have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Happy Women's Day. Bye-bye.